tomorrow morning, if I disappear, nobody even notice. So we are just that speck of dust on this planet. So remain that cool. Like don't keep yourself in the center. Like I'm the star or something.
Today we have a very special Sharpenerian, guys. Okay, he's the Sharpenerian who has it all. Okay, by all I mean he's got career gaps. Okay, he's the one who started coding when he joined Sharpener. Like before that, he knew basics of coding, but like only after joining Sharpener is when he actually did a lot of coding. Okay, he was a like UPSC prepared. He wanted to go for a government job initially. Okay, and uh, and guys, he's by all I also meant that he's also gotten close to 10 LPA job as well. Like this was the first job which he got was like around 10 LPA. Okay, and then guys, like I think everything was going good, but yeah, like whatever recession and all happened, and he got laid off as well. Okay, so he's kind of got it all. Okay, and then and then like nothing can stop him, right? Like nothing stopped him actually. And then he also got like multiple offers, I'll say. Like he'll be talking about that. The biggest one being around 20 LPA. Okay, so guys, today's session is going to be amazing. Okay, like Beba Bhaiya and me, like everyone be telling you this thing, right? His skill matters. Okay, like once you have the skill, no one can stop you, right? So like today we have a live testimony. Okay, live alumni who's going to talk about this. Okay, and by the end of the session, guys, like I'll tell you'll be sure about one thing कि अच्छे से कर लिया ना, अच्छे से सीख गया. If you learned everything properly, right, nothing can stop you. Okay, you'll become unstoppable. Okay, so,
Yes. So as you know, my name Anmol, and I had done my BTech in 2020, Computer Science and Engineering. There, I have started my. I used to start my IT career, but because of some other factors, so I started my startup, you can say, which is ad tech. So I've invested my almost 1.5 year in that startup. So there I've learned like having the resources is another thing, but how to utilize that resource or having the experience to utilize that resource is a totally different thing. So then after spending 1.5 year and 2 years there, I have to switch to the IT career to explore my things like I want to learn like how the big organization works, and because of that, I've joined this industry, which is a IT industry, and by God luck or you can say anything, I landed into a sharpener, and it's kind of totally a blessing to me. And because of sharpener, and even today, wherever I meet to anyone who is a fresher or somebody, I always give the credit to the sharpener only, and I can say the foundation of the sharpener is our two people, like, or we can say the founders, Vish Bhaiya and Vaibhav Bhaiya, and because of them, today I am here, where you can see I
Anmol,
am.
you forgot Kostov. Kostov will beat us to death. He's here also.
Yeah, goes to be also there.
Anmol, like I think like that's like basically over here, like we've definitely understood like you were doing your startup and everything. Okay, but like I think a favorite question which all the sharpeners would want to ask is when did you start coding, Anmol? Okay,
Right, right.
because a lot of people think कि like coding बचपन से आना चाहिए तभी हो सकता है job अच्छा. So yeah, Anmol, can you talk about a little bit about that?
Uh, Regarding coding, like that's the thing which fascinates me, but I haven't started because 90% of our decisions are based on feelings. So how do we feel? So it's like, do we feel to start coding? The answer is no. So I always have this: we never be ready to start coding. So, but in the coding part, one thing I've learned is consistency matters the most. But I'm lacking that because of the some curriculum or some person who are giving you the daily lectures or something. So that terms of consistency where I can measure my growth comes when I join the sharpener, and after joining the sharpener I have the class of Vaibhav Bhaiya, and after attending his class, I can make sure like he's the person I can easily approach, and I easily can ask the doubt also, because there is a hierarchy in most of the organization. Like I'm the founder, you can interact with the executive also, not with me. So that the gap is not here. So because of that only, I got my first kick like, boss, I can go with this course and it will be very helpful. So then I got my consistency, and every day I'm just solving one and two problems on the daily basis. You can say first I started with the DSC, which is Sharpener is offering, and once I got the key from it there, I'm going to the lead code from basically the easy approach, like easy medium questions which are available. So in terms of coding, one key factor is the consistency. Even if you code for 1 month and then you left for 6 months, so, and company, as per my experience, notice these things. The person who has the great DSA, na, the mindset will be like he has a problem solving skill. Second thing, he has the consistency.
Getting it. So, Anmol, I think so. This consistency thing, when we were at the starting of Sharpener, like I think all the other platforms they have this kind of a test. Like they all take a test, and if you qualify the test, is when they take you in, right? So
Right.
in Sharpener, we wanted to do things differently. Like we realized this ki consistency hoga bande mein. Like if the guy is consistent, okay, he can do anything. Like whatever he puts his mind, he can do anything, right? Just the consistency is what matters the most. Yeah. So that's why, like in Sharpener also, like we value people who are consistent. If they don't know coding, we'll teach them. But if you're consistent, you should be consistent. You should ask us, कि भैया ये कैसे होता है? That's something which like helps us also get like those consistent people. But we don't want very strong coders to join us. Okay, we want consistent people to join us. We'll take care of the remaining. So yeah, I think that's
Because
what.
One more thing over here, like is like, so when you are actually consistent, okay, and but then the thing is like when you come across a difficult problem, okay, and then if you're not being able to solve that, you get demotivated, right? I believe a lot of Sharpenerians, they end up getting demotivated by that question, that why isn't it getting solved, right? And then that consistency breaks, right? So how are you dealing with that mode?
regarding those things is like I have this theorem like water boils at a particular temperature, and what is that scenario when the atmospheric pressure and the pressure you are putting from down matches. So my simple concept is that pressure which is coming from above is called luck, and the pressure which you are giving from below is your hard work. So if you remain consistent, even if you are not consistent for 1 2 days, but at the back of the mind, suppose you are facing some difficult question, it's not like you have to sit in front of laptop then only you are solving the problem. At the back of the mind, you are constantly like brainstorming where I got stuck. So I have this theorem like when the luck and your hard work matches, that day the magic will happen, similar to the big billion day of Flipkart. So I keep myself on every time. So I'm waiting for every time the atmospheric pressure of the gold. And the day it got matches, you will get the offer letters, and the day it got matches, you will be the billionaire. So the things work like this. And if everybody have this mindset and they keep the work which it's in our hand. So the day will come, you will get the offer letter also. Don't feel dejected because of the failures, but just keep this in mind, like atmospheric pressure is not in your measures right now, and maybe it's first of the day, and maybe on 29th you will get that atmospheric pressure called the luck, because that's the thing I've learned.
And more like one thing which I've seen now, like people like in Sharpener only like in 3 years of like seeing students. Okay, I've seen this one thing. Okay, is ki the students who have the least amount of time, maybe they have some like say some job, or they have some dependency, like say they have to look after the parents, they have to go to hospital or something. Okay, I've seen students who have the least amount of time. Okay, they are the ones who prepare the best. Okay, compared to students who have like a lot of time, like they have the entire day. Okay,
Right.
because like and like it's not ki, so what I've just seen over here, na, ki basically students who kind of tell ki, okay, I'm going to only use like 5 hours or 6 hours. Okay, and not more than that. Like not the mindset ki, like I'm going to study the entire day. Okay, so those people tend to do more in that 6 hours of time, because procrastination is a thing definitely which we all like all of us have. Okay, so I think like one very effective thing is like reducing, like saying okay 6 hours only I'll work, but I'll do it effectively.
Right.
So I think that was what like would work in your favor also, and more like basically doing a job and also like preparing for UPSC. Yeah, like that could I think work maybe.
This line work expand with time. Even if you give 1 month for that time, and which you can prepare in 1 week. So it's like a work expand with time. So that's the right thing you're saying here.
Correct.
And one more thing which I've seen is also because there's a very there is a reduction of noise, right? So there's a lot of noise around you, right? So let's say I was talking to one
Right.
person 3 days back, right? Okay, so like he came to the class and he told that this particular person has not gotten placed, right? And he ended up getting placed into just that, right? So the thing is, okay, so the next day when he got an offer, so that particular person is still into that mindset that placement is very difficult, right? But
Right.
then the other person has gotten placed. Like if you look at people reading a lot of posts on LinkedIn, where you see a lot of people getting, let's say, removed from the company, recession is happening, they'll again get an
That
offer
would be
after
also
15 days,
happening.
right? Correct. Chat GPT is happening. A lot of things are happening, right? They'll again get an offer after 15 days, 20 days. But then you will always be in that mindset that whether this is the correct step to do it or not, right? So you will always keep on oscillating whether to do or whether to do it or not, right? So that is one of the things, right? What I would like to say is like just keep on preparing, right?
Right.
Irrespective of like if you have followed one particular roadmap, complete that roadmap till the end, because at the end you will get those skills, right? Okay, and skills actually matters the most.
And I think the passion also develops. Like once you start coding more and more, like that there would come a time when you're like कि मजा आ रहा है coding करने में. Like
Right.
yeah, it's like a lot of problem solving and a lot of fun. Yeah, puzzles basically. Yeah, and when the output comes, that's like the best. I think best drug ever. Yeah, that's the best kick which you can get. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yes.
okay.
So,
So
Anmol, one question I had, right? So, matlab, you told that you joined Sharpener, that was a blessing. So, that is nice. But then, how did you come across this platform, right? Like, because there are so many platforms available on the internet,
Right.
right? And how did you chose Sharpener that, okay, Sharpener will look after me and not any other platform?
I already informed, like, told to everybody about this story. So I have joined some other organization, which is also right now very famous. So there's a test there, coding test. But you can say by luck or something, the time that test is open, it's not opening in my system. The link is not opening, and I'm
Okay.
feeling literally stressed. And I'm telling to my mother like why I'm getting delayed. And I spoke to that executive, and she's saying you can join the next batch after 3-4 months. I will like shit, yeah, my 3-4 months will be wasted. Then after I searched on Google, I got a Quora. There I got the sharpener, and inside the sharpener, in that the Quora, there's a nothing negative about the sharpener. So that's the first thing I noted in the reviews. So I just go to the website, and first thing is there's no upfront fees. So there are many organizations who are asking for the big money or something. So in terms of a fresher or somebody who wants to like start with the IT career and not dependent on the family or something for any fees, because already you have paid so many fees in the BTech and other stuff. So that's the first gateway that helped me. Like there's no upfront fees, and then I started with your classes, DSC classes, and that doubt session. Then second step for any aspirant is the quality of the curriculum. Then once I've gone through your classes and I'm getting my doubts cleared, then I decided that these things will be more. And mostly, if you remember, I interacted with you on the WhatsApp, like where we are not able to solve this doubt and this doubt. So as I already told you, like there's a no gap. Like I can call you at any time, and even we are in this age, we can feel more genuine people. Like whether the person is genuine or not, we can feel at this age. So that sincerity which I have felt that time make me join the sharpener, and is very helpful for me.
Awesome.
sure. So
Mm.
Anmol, I think like coming to the next part, as in like a lot of students would want to know, like, how were you managing your time? Like, how did you plan your day? Because we've seen that like most of the Sharpenerians, once they are like 15, 20 days into it, they have a routine and stuff maintained. So, what was your structure of the day? Like, how were you planning your day?
My planning will be like I felt DSA part more difficult. So whatever the difficult things I used to do in the morning, like after I got wake up, so I have a notepad where I used to save all the questions I have solved previously. So first I have to revise whatever I have solved. Like this list be like, because I've learned this thing. Revision is more important than studying new things. So I used to revise whatever the questions or the concept I have learned, and after that I used to solve one or two questions every day. So DSA part I kept for the morning, because at that time my mind is at very ease, and I can do the little hard work also. And rest thing, like in the backend we have this JavaScript, TypeScript, or other framework things. Or if you have to revisit your project, like once you have already pushed it to the GitHub, still we have to see like why I've done this changes, why we are using ORM, SQLize or something. So that thing I used to do in the night, like before the sleep, I used to spend 1-2 hours. So it's mostly like everyday efforts of 3 to 4 hours. So I have this like I have to do on daily, not like I have to become coder in 1 week, or there's a 5-star policy something. Nothing like that. I have this mindset to just spend 2-3 hours every day. And but one thing I kept is to have a notebook where I can write whatever things I've learned. Even if you are going for the tea and somebody can ask you, can you give your interview? You will like, yes, what I can try. So even after multiple failure, I prepare a sheet of 10-12 pages where I've written most of all the questions which I'm not able to answer in any interview. So every day I used to revise those sheets, and even after giving so many interviews, I have this idea like the questions are repeating, and there's a certain pattern in every interview. So you have to be interview ready 24/7.
Hearing you. So Anmol, I think favorite question which would come from students is, "Bhaiya sheet mujhe de do." So yeah, so I think yeah, I'll take that sheet, and I think I'll put it on the social media. Maybe I'll put it on LinkedIn or Instagram of
Yeah,
Sharpener. Yeah, so that everyone can access it. Yeah, okay, I'll do that for you guys. So Anmol, I'll go to the next very favorite question. Time कितना लगा Sharpener का course खत्म करने में? How much time did it take for you to finish the course?
It's around 4 to 5 months I have taken,
Okay.
because of little inconsistency between the codes. So, but what I have seen is whatever the time duration mentioned in each and every task is sufficient. You don't have to be hurry or in the haste, or you don't have to be little more lazy. But if suppose a certain task require you to complete in 2 days, so you can easily complete that task in 2 days. And the entire curriculum is designed in that way. If it's showing you like backend can be completed in 2 months for DSA. So it's if you be with the timeline of the curriculum, definitely you will complete with the backend and DSA in 2-3 months, and you will be ready for the job. And if someone wants to be a full stack developer, then max 4 or 5 months he can take with the projects and all, with the interviews, because even interview can take 15-20 days.
Fair enough. So Anmol, coming to the interview phase, I think like how was your interview phase? Like once you were ready, like what was it like?
Interview, as I told you, I've given the first interview and got selected. But as right now, after this phase, I've given many interviews. So this is particular flow of interview from the backend, which I'm telling you. Like first, they tend to ask, like I've given the Geo also interview, Geo, Nokia also, and many other MNCs interview. So the flow is generally like they tend to ask JavaScript or the TypeScript concept. So whatever the concept or asynchronous programming they have, everything they can ask you. And most of the favorite question of them is closure, and what's the practical use of closure. And then the flow went to the runtime environment, which we are using is Node.js. So they will ask you if there's a initial stage, or you can say I'm the fresher, they can literally ask you how to create a server, or why it's called asynchronous or something. But if you have carrying a little bit of experience, then they start asking you, like, suppose you are hitting 1 crore APIs at the same time, how you, the Node.js will going to handle it, and suppose how you will build the Netflix or some other backend using the same framework, where you are using the CDN or content delivery network and fetching so many videos at the same time.
I think
The curiosity to understand, and also have this thing that asking why, right?
Yes.
Let's say you're doing inner joins, and if you ask yourself that where exactly you will be using it, so you'll dive one step deeper into that
Right.
concept. So anything, whatever you do, right? Like any question that you solve, or whether it's a data structure question, or it's a backend topic, whether it is joins or any queries that you're writing, always ask yourself this question why, okay? And like, what is curiosity? Curiosity is nothing but like trying to know more, right?
Right.
Okay. And then if you try that, you will just you'll enjoy the process also of learning, right? You have to understand that Sharpener module, if you do, right, like if you complete the Sharpener module, you will have a very good understanding about these things, right? And then that curiosity inside you will help you dive deeper, right? Now, so we have added so many questions inside placement module itself that if you do that itself, like it should be more than sufficient for you to crack a really good job, right? But then no matter how many questions you solve, if you don't have that curiosity, you'll still become an average developer, right? So that is very important. You also always have to believe in yourself, right? The thing is, there will be always this self-doubt, right? Self-doubt is very normal to have, right? Discuss it with people, right? They will motivate you and then probably move ahead, right? Keep on working, okay? Because you have to always believe that the direction that you're taking is correct, right? Obviously, if you start working in the backward direction again, right, you'll go in the wrong direction, right? You'll not be able to make it there, right? But then if you work in the right direction, obviously things will start falling in place, right? I believe no matter, even if very few companies are hiring, right? They say we have seen the worst of worst cases, right? When Sharpener started, actually there was a time like the peak pandemics, right? Peak COVID pandemic, like companies were scared whether to hire or not, right? Everyone was like, see that this world is about to end, right? And we started then, and then we saw that gradually there will be companies which will do good, right? Let's say when the recession happened, right? Like I believe January, right? That time, like we got the highest number of placements, right? Okay, and because like you have to believe that the quality is there, right? So people know good things, right? And there will be companies who will appreciate their work, right? And they'll hire them. Right? This month, like we have gotten the highest places, right? So that thing is like you have to keep on like, basically working in the right direction, right? So that is one thing. So
Also, I want to add one more thing. Like when I analyze the situation today, what keeps me more going at that last month. So I have gone through this point is because of responsibility. So I told my landlord like I will give the rent of the flat next month. So because I'm not able to get the salary this month, so I have this little pressure. So I have learned this little pressure is good for us, or you can say it will push us to do the hard work. So I have this mindset like, boss, before the first I have to get the job because I have to pay my rents, and I have this point like I'm not going to ask to the parents for even a single money. I can ask, but I have kept this with myself that I'm not going to ask for the money to the parents. Because of that, I'm putting every day like only 6 hours sleep and the work, nothing else. Because there is a lot of pressure of paying the rents and other expenses in Bangalore. So because of that responsibility, you can say, it helps me to keep going. Because every time I feel distracted now, because there's a series coming on Netflix, that time what keeps me focused is these responsibilities. So there's the one thing is like little pressure is good for the performance. Too much is not good, but little you can keep yourself, and that keeps the going.
Fair enough. I think someone even asked, like, how do we refrain? How do we not get distracted from social media? I think
delete it.
Yeah,
The best way to do is delete it.
delete
It's
Instagram.
like even if you post something on social media, how many likes you will get? You will get 100, 200, 300,000 people knowing you. But if you do something good in your life, na, you can inspire million of people. So that day I got this point, na, I stopped posting on social media. We are like posting for people who already know us. What's the point of posting for people who already know us? Like he has the car. There's a point of posting for people who don't know us. Like you can reach to that distance where even the people who don't know can start to learn from you. So that day I learned this, like I'm getting 100 likes on Facebook in my pic. And who are those people? They are my relatives. They are my friends. So they already know me. They have seen me in my school, colleges. So I have to work so hard, like one day other people can also see me. So for that, I have to stop posting on social media and start doing my work. So that's the difference you can see once you get little mature. You can see why you are doing what are the things you are doing.
Fair enough. So yeah, I think like the secret which also has worked with me and Vaibhav as well, we deleted Instagram from our phones. So that kind of helped a lot, guys. Like yeah, like from that time there was no distraction altogether. Yeah. So like 2018 is when I think I deleted. 2019, yeah, and I never installed it again. So yeah, that kind of helped a lot, guys. So guys, okay. So Anmol, now I think so. The layoffs, okay. Like so, Anmol, like anything which you learned. Okay, so I think yeah, we talked about the not to worry from about layoffs and everything. Like if you get laid off, you'll get the job. Okay, but what are the learnings? As in, like in an office, okay, when you're working, okay. When you get laid off, you kind of retrospect yourself. So कि ये मैं ऐसे कर लेता तो सही रहता, ये मैं ऐसे कर तो सही रहता, ठीक है? Anything which you've also learned, कि like because when you get a fresh start, right? When you start off with a new company, you get a fresh start, so you tend to not make those mistakes again. So anything which you learned as a fresher when you joined team leads and when you got laid off, like anything which you want to tell to the all the students, because most of them are freshers, right? So like mistakes which they should not do, which they should avoid.
So one thing I've learned is this EQ concept. Like the success at workspace is because of emotional concept. So we tend to be open-hearted to everyone when we are fresh or when we are young. So once you get into any organization, you have to be little more careful what you are speaking to what people. Even there's a complete hierarchy. There's a managers, AVP, vice presidents, and even your colleague. So I have observed one thing, like the people who are performing good or they are not getting laid off are the people who just simply come to the office and do their stuff, not to speak too much to anybody, or you can say to 2-3 people who sit with them and just doing their coding or whatever things got assigned to them. And that's the thing I've learned, to be little bit more like you can say careful or little bit more concise in your own, be more professional and not to be more cool or not to be more personal with the people or your colleagues, because you are not going there to make friends. Once I got laid off, I told to the web, we are like 3-4 people are not even picking my call, and they are the people who call me every day like, bro, can you do the Paytm? Bro, can we go for the tea? So these things I learned, like you have to remain very professional. And suppose you are sitting in your seat, you can actually speak to the people who are sitting to your right or left. Don't indulge in too many sports and join this club, and waste too much time. And what I have to do is, suppose I am sitting there for 9 hours or something. So in the terms of backend or something, if you're done with your coding work in 4 hours and you raise the pull request, then you are done with your work. It's not like people done with their work, they tend to move to the cafeteria to play TT or something. What you used to do right now is to spend next 3-4 hours in the DSA. And so in the 9 hours, you can utilize the work in that way. You can increase the efficiency and do the coding part which got assigned to you in more less time, and utilize the next 3-4 hours in the DSA part, because you can't increase the 24 hours. You just have to do the same things in the same time. So in that way, I'm every day right now also solving the DSA problem. But that gives the confidence, because as I told you, our mind is framed like this. We never feel ready Even if I ask myself, do I am ready to wake up early? So my answer is no. So we have to uh, build the mindset like if you do the action every day, na, your mind will know that this person is have this mindset like even he is feeling low or something, he will take the 2 3 steps. So action is more important. So that thing I learned, as I already told to everyone, even tomorrow morning if I disappear, nobody even notice. So we are just that speck of dust on this planet. So remain that cool. Like don't keep yourself in the center. Like I'm the star or something. We are nobody. So with that mindset, keep myself cool. Like in this present organization, I simply sit in the my desk and do my work. And that's why I inform you I got the like star of the employee in the present organization. And because of this little change in approach, I'm doing all this work.
Okay, so
And like one thing that is there, right? Like when you solve DSA, right? Like your brain actually develops in a way where you will be able to deal with problems faster, right? Like coding and everything will be able to deal faster. It's not just to switch jobs or something. It's also like because DSA is what just algorithms, right? Like trying to figure out where to put what, right? Which particular data structure where to put, right? So and like when you keep on solving it, like your brain develops like that problem solving ability, and with that debugging things becomes really fast, right? Writing code becomes really fast, right? So I also noticed it like when I was working for DH, right? Like I saw my colleagues working for like 7 8 hours, and then I used to just put in 2 hours of effort and then still become like I was not a top performer then, but like a above average performer, right? Where like I used to defeat a lot of people who were putting in like 8 9 hours, 10 hours of effort. So it's all in that thing, right? You have to take out time for good stuff, right? It's like just like Rubik's cube, right? Like it's a game, like a mind, like what mind building exercise, right? So your basically brains are getting developed.
I wanted to also ask, like students, there are a lot of students who are preparing right now, and also any piece of advice for them, like how to improve on their preparation and what things they should avoid as well. Like, you can tell us like the things they should focus on more, and what things they should avoid.
One thing they can avoid is putting too much effort in single day and not putting anything on next day. Keep the cap of that key, like in DSA. One thing I would notice is I have this interior feeling of doing 5 6 question every day, but I kept myself for 2 question only. I will do 2 question every day, but I will do every day. And I keep to like not only easy problem with code solution. You can do medium and hard also, and you can brainstorm on those questions. And second habit I want to say is not to directly go to the solution of the problem, whatever questions you are solving. Even in DSA, we have so many video solutions on YouTube or something, but don't build that habit because at the interview they are not going to give you any prepared questions. But once you came out of this habit of going to the solution and you have become a problem solver, then any question they can give you, you will be easily able to solve. And it's nothing like you have to be very special or something because last week I'm interacted with an engineering manager in Uber who is right now at 1 crore CDC. Is Ankit Jain if you search on LinkedIn. So he's from IIT Guwahati. He's telling me this thing like luck or something is not there in my career. If you can simply put the hard work and you do the logic work, na, you can also reach to that level of engineering manager. You can crack any job. So one thing we have to remove from all of us is like he can do, I can't do. There's nothing like this. We all are equal. If anybody can do 3 4 hours of hard work every day, he can easily be skillful, and once he is having the skill, he can easily crack the job. So these are 3 4 points he has to keep in mind, not to worry about the other things. And we all are mostly at the age of 24 25 or maximum 28. So most of our seniors used to tell me like, why are you taking so much stress at this age? There's a lot more to worry about at later stage.
Nice.
So remain chill. Remain
The
chill.
thing is, you start liking it. You start liking it. It's not about stress or something. You start liking the process.
Hey, stress
So
about
without
I'm saying I've seen people, even if you get into an organization, there might be some younger people who are earning more than you. So you will feel little complexity like I'm at this age and they are young to me. They have the right career direction by their parents, so they are earning more. So I'm getting little late start in my career. So there's nothing like that. So I'm speaking about that pressure. Ki there are always people around you who is doing better than you, and that's the good thing. You can learn from them in spite of feeling envy, feeling stressed out. Ki they are earning this at the age of 21, 22, and I'm earning this much at the age of 26, 27. So don't compare yourself based on some age or something else.
I remember like the example of one of my the company in which I used to work, Athena Health. So there was this one architect over there. So he was like when I started off my career, like he was not very old, like 30, 32, I think so, 32, 32 or something like that. Okay, so he's like when I started off my career, I started at 3 lakh rupees only. Infosys. That time I think Infosys was there. Yeah. So over here, like what we have to understand, and right now I think he would be at easily above a crore. Okay. So like basically, like what my learning was over here, कि salaries don't grow linearly over here. कि हाँ एक साल में 3 लाख 6 लाख होगा. It doesn't work like that over here. 3 lakhs can become 10 lakh also, and it can become 20 lakh also. It all depends upon how much time you give. Okay. And he also told us one more thing which he told me which was very nice, was that like he told me like whenever you're joining any company, stick there. Okay. Like first company, maybe you may or may not stick there when you join as a fresher, but maybe in a later stage, like you should stick there for like at least 2-3 years. Then only you'll get difficult problems to solve. Like when you're joining a new company, they'll not give you the most difficult problem which they have. Okay, in the first 2-3 months, 4 months, they'll not give you anything. Okay, you have to develop that rapport to get those difficult problems and interesting problems to solve. Yeah.